Hare Krishna, welcome all of you for the Saturday evening Krishna Katha program. With His grace, Deena Bandhu Prabhu. So since all of you know Deena Bandhu Prabhu, I will not waste time with an introduction.
Okay, good. We want to talk about Krishna, not about me anyway.
Heartily welcome Deena Bandhu Prabhu to Hare Krishna land and to our program. By once very loudly from the heart chanting the holy names. Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare So we're very ecstatic to be here with all the wonderful congregation devotees of ISKCON Juhu in the Vrindavan Hall. So, in fact, we're going to take you to Vrindavan without ticket, no reservation, no security check, no mask. So just to put us in the Vrindavan mood, we have very beautiful Braj Bhajan. And if you have your device, first of all, you can put it on silent, because the babies have a habit of crying in the middle. And you can look for Brajajana Mana. You're not going to play harmonium? You're going to take pictures, okay. Shri Radhe Brajajana Mana Sukhakari Radhe Shama 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 Shri Radhe Brajajana Mana Sukhakari Radhe Shama 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 Mor Mukutta Makara Krita Kundala Gale Vaijandi Mala Sharanam Nukura Rasala Radhe Shama 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 Oh Radhe Sham, Radhe Sham, Radhe Sham, Radhe Sham Oh Radhe Sham, Radhe Sham, Radhe Sham, Radhe Sham Shri Radhe Krishna Sukakari Radhe Shama Shama Sundaravadana Kamaladala Lochana Pankitavana Hari Sundaravadana Kamaladala Radha Vankita Manahari Mohana Bamsi Bihari Radhe Shama 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 Mohana Bamsi Bihari Radhe Oh Radhe Shama Radhe Shama Radhe Shama Radhe Shama Oh Radhe Sham, Radhe Sham, Radhe Sham, Radhe Sham. Shri Radhe, Krishna Sukha Kari Radhe Sham, Sham, Vrindavan में रेणु चरावे गोपी जन मनहारी वृंदावन श्री गोवर्धन धारी राधे श्याम 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 श्री गोवर्धन धारी ओ राधे श्याम राधे श्याम राधे श्याम राधे श्याम ओ राधे श्याम राधे श्याम राधे श्याम राधे श्याम Shri Radhe Krishna Sukha Kari Radhe Shama 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 Radha Krishna Miriya Bado Gaura Rupa Avatari Radha Krishna Miriya Bado Gaura Rupa Avatari Kirtana Dharma Prachari Radhe Shama 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 Kirtana Dharma Oh Radhe Shama Radhe Shama Radhe Shama Oh Radhe Shama Radhe Shama Radhe Shama Radhe Shama Shri Radhe Krishna Sukha Kari Radhe Shama 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 तुम बिना मेरे और न कोई नाम रूप अवतारी शरणम शरणन में बलिहारी राधे श्याम 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 नारायण बलिहारी राधे श्याम 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 ओ राधे श्याम राधे श्याम राधे श्याम राधे श्याम ओ राधे श्याम राधे श्याम राधे श्याम राधे श्याम ओ राधे श्याम राधे श्याम ओ राधे श्याम राधे श्याम ओ Radhe Shyam, Radhe Shyam. Jai Jai Sri Radhe. So this beautiful Braj Bhajan just takes us right to Braj. So the last line says, Narayana Bali Hari. Because this was written by a Punjabi saint named Narayan Swami, whose samadhi happens to be near Kusum Sarovar, right behind Uddhav Mandir. Those who've been to Kusum Sarovar, you know on the left side, there's a little temple of Uddhavji. And we were there one time and we heard some noise going on. We came outside and we saw that there was some merchants from Mathura. It just happened to be Narayan Swami's disappearance day. So there's a samadhi, little samadhi there, if you go around back of Uddhavji Mandir, and they were making some function for the disappearance day. And then they explained that he lived there in the woods, right behind Uddhavji Mandir, and he never begged from anyone. If he didn't get anything to eat, he would take the leaves of the trees and make powder and eat that. He was very, very renounced sadhu. And he wrote this beautiful bhajan and many other beautiful bhajans in Brij language. So just behind Uddhavji Mandir you find this place. You know, in the front, beside Kusum Sarovar, there's a little temple called Radhabana Bihari. And it's maintained by the devotees from Chopati. And there's a very nice lady from South Africa, Polindi, who stays there. Another devotee from Scotland named Nityananda Mahajan. The other devotee, I can't remember his name just now. As they say, they're maintaining this place. And there's a very old lady. They just call her Ma. I forget her name. Maybe, I can't remember her name. Because there used to be, her husband used to take care of that little temple. His name was Babulal. If you go there, you see the picture of Babulal on the altar. And he used to always, whenever we would come, he would stay there while we were taking bath. He would wash the shoes, and he'd always bring us nice Mahaprasad and sometimes rotis. So after he left that, even before he left, they took over this temple and began to worship there. So Ma, she told us that when she was a little girl, her father was the pujari at Uddhavji Mandir. And she said some Bengali Babu always used to come, and he stayed down the street a little ways. When you're coming from Radhakund, first place you see is Gwalior Mandir. So this Bengali fellow, he always used to stay there with his friends at Gwalior Mandir, and then he'd come and see her father, and they would just talk about Krishna for hour and hour. And sometimes they would go in the forest and worship some special Sheela, but she was just a little girl, so she was afraid to go inside. So later they realized that Bengali Babu, he later became His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. But she said very often he would come and stay there, Gwalior Mandir, come and talk with her father, go in the forest, worship some special Sheela. So we found out this very interesting fact of Prabhupada's life that we don't know before he took sannyas. So everybody, I'm sure, has been to Kusum Sarovar, huh? Who's not been to Kusum Sarovar? Just a couple, all right. This is one of the most iconic places of Braj. And it's an interesting story. There used to be so many beautiful flower gardens there. And just before the noontime, because the noontime meeting place is Radhakund. Radharani and her Sakhis would come there to pick flowers to make garlands to take to Radhakund to meet Krishna. So one time they were picking flowers, and suddenly Krishna appeared on the scene, said, "Hey, what are you doing? This garden belongs to King Kamdev. You have no right to come here and steal flowers." And Radharani said, "Well, we come here all the time and pick flowers. Nobody ever stopped us." And Krishna said, "Just because you're doing something wrong and nobody caught you doesn't make it right. This garden belongs to King Kamadev, and he sent me to find out who's stealing the flowers. And now I caught you. You're a big thief." Radharani became furious. "How dare you call me a thief?" He said, "Yes, you're a big thief. I can prove it." He said, "Just see. The beauty of your eyes has been stolen from the lotus petals of Braj. The beauty of your teeth has been stolen from the jasmine buds of Braj. The beauty of your nose has been stolen from the tilpushpa, the sesame flowers of Braj. The beauty of your lips has been stolen from the bimba fruits of Braj. The beauty of your hair has been stolen from the beautiful black clouds over Braj." In this way, the pastime goes on and on. Even I don't know the end of it. Krishna proves how she's a big thief. She's completely plundered his entire Braj. Another time Radharani came there, and she had her little basket and she was picking flowers. And she saw one flower in the tree. She set her down and she jumped, and all her bangles and ankle bells went ching, ching. But somehow that flower was out of reach. So she said, "All right, leave it." So she began picking other flowers. Shamsundar was watching from the bushes. When she turned her back, he ran there, climbed up at that tree, put his foot on the branch, and brought that branch down low. So Radharani's picking flowers, and she looked. It seemed like that flower has come lower. So she set her basket down. She grabbed the end of that branch. She pulled on it to get that flower, and Krishna pulled his foot away. And she went screaming up into the tree. And suddenly a gallant young lad appeared on the scene to save our young damsel in distress. Like this, millions and millions of pastimes happen at Kusum Sarovar. And actually there wasn't much there in the beginning, but in Braj, that big monument you see is a monument to Maharaj Surajmal. He was from Braj, and he was a great leader. But somehow he gathered all the dacoit groups together and made a big army. And he declared himself the king of Bharatpur. The royal family of Jaipur, they don't recognize them because he's just auto-declared king. So there's no marriages between those two families because they don't recognize that they're actual kings, but he became the king of Bharatpur. And with his army, he managed to drive all the Mughals out of Braj, all the way up to Delhi. And one time there was a big fight in Delhi, a big battle. And although Surajmal's army wasn't defeated, somehow they made some ambush and they were able to kill Maharaj Surajmal. So although the army wasn't defeated, out of sadness, they retreated back to Braj. And his son, Jawaharlal Singh, he vowed that I will take revenge, and with the loot I get from Delhi, I will build a beautiful monument to my father. So he attacked the Mughals in Delhi, and with all the loot he came back, he built this beautiful, you've seen it, it's the icon of Braj. The type of carving they do. Now everybody just goes ching, ching, ching and bus, take their money and bus. But you can see the lotus petals all around the columns, and you can put your fingers inside. In some places it's so thin you can only, so how they carved it that thin, I don't know. You can put a credit card inside like that. And without Larsen and Tubro, how they made this huge dome. If you've ever been inside, unfortunately now the government has locked it up. Somebody, about a year ago, somebody drowned, and somehow the latest DM, he got the idea that he's going to lock it. So it's difficult. Sometimes you can sneak in, but mostly it's difficult now. But inside that dome, on the four sides, there's royal scenes of the king. On one side, he's worshipping, he and all his ministers are worshipping Krishna. Another side, there's a hunting scene. Another side, there's a battle scene. And then there's a scene of him in court, holding court with all his, so like there's these big four scenes are there. Then in between, in the corners, there's all Krishna's pastimes. There's one pastime you can see that Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, Narad Muni, everybody has come to take darshan of Radha and Krishna. Another one you can see they're playing Holi. Another one, Man Leela's there, Radharani's upset with Krishna, and Lalita Sakhi's putting Radharani's hand in Krishna's hand, and she's looking the other way. Man Leela, Holi Leela, Giriraj Leela, and so many beautiful pastimes are there. Then there's so many beautiful paintings all the way up. Oh, this is one painting of Julanyatra. And you follow that painting of Julanyatra up, and you see there's a row of paintings all around. And suddenly you'll notice that just above the Julan, you'll see that painting, you'll see there's a pillar splitting in half. And who's jumping out of the pillar? Nrsimhadev. Then you realize that all the avatars are there. There's Shringa, there's Yasoda, Krishna, and so many, this, on this side there's Braha and Kurma and so many different, and on the side you'll see more different avatars and scenes like that. And Vrindadevi's parrots are between each level of paintings all around. It goes up, and then there's an inverted lotus bud coming down like this. Very incredible. How they built this back then, I have no idea. And on the bottom, there's the king's footprints are there. They say this is where, in English we call it a cenotaph. This is where they cremated the king's body. So they made this beautifully, dug out this kun, and they say that if 4 elephants will stand on top of each other, that's how deep it is. Although nowadays everybody's been telling me it's a bottomless Kund. And that the British came and they put 1 kilometer of cable into the Kund and they couldn't find the bottom. But it seems like everywhere I've been in Bharat, there's a Kund where the British have supposedly put a kilometer of cable in. And I think they had better things to do than putting cables into Kunds. But anyway, they tell this, now they started telling this story, but originally all the Brishvasis told me you put 4 elephants on top of each other. That's how deep this Kund is. And beautiful piers are there, and this was, in the old days, this used to be our official ISKCON swimming pool, especially in the summer. It's too hot, we just lock up the temple, leave a couple of pujaris and they cook, and we get the temple bus and all go to Kusum Sarovar and go swimming. And then you find out that there was one fellow named Ponce de Leon, he was looking for the fountain of youth. But you can see that all the Kunds of Bridge are actually the fountains of youth. As soon as the devotees get in the water, they start splashing each other and playing just like little kids. And then there's 2 more sets of domes on either side of that structure. One is for his main queen, Kishori, and then there were several co-queens, so they're on the other side. Also so many beautiful paintings inside of these. So they say that the original Kund was excavated by the Maharaj of Orcha, somewhere in Madhya Pradesh. I've been there. There's a village called Orcha, and there's a big, huge Krishna temple there. And inside the palace, there's a little Ram temple. Because the queen, she was a devotee of Lord Ram. Somehow the Ram temple is more popular than the Krishna temple. So the Maharaj of Orcha, he originally excavated this place, and then Jawaharlal Singh, he made all the ghats and built these beautiful structures there and everything. And in that one dome, there's a beautiful painting. You see Krishna dressed as a Mali, even with his little mustache. And they say that somehow Krishna came there, disguised as a Mali, and he began to decorate Radharani's hair. So that you'll see in the next door to Kusum Sarovar, there's the Radha Banabihari temple. And they have that beautiful painting on the altar, and they have 2 one dark Govardhan Shila on top, and 1 light-colored Govardhan Shila. And if you look closely, you see there's a little hand coming out with a golden comb, and the bottom Shila has this beautiful jyoti, and Krishna is decorating Radharani's hair, just like the pastime. And they have many copies of that painting all around, not copies, but similar ISKCON paintings of it. And you can see Radharani, she's looking in the mirror, but she's not seeing herself in the mirror, she's seeing Krishna in the mirror. So this is a very beautiful place. And Krishna, who was there? Narmuni was there, and Vrinda Devi was there. And Narmuni was lamenting that during the spring season, the Vasantras takes place on the side of Govardhan Hill. Just like everybody's going for kartik, so that Sharad Purnima, Ras Leela, that takes place in Vrindavan town. But in the springtime, the Vasant Ras Leela takes place on the side of Govardhan Hill from Chandasarovar up to Puntri, this place where the Ras Leela was taking place. So Narad Muni was lamenting that no male person is allowed to enter the Rasa arena. Yeah? So how can he get darshan of Radha and Krishna together like this? Because he was bragging that he'd seen Krishna in Gokul, he'd seen Radharani in Raval. We just told that story, how he got darshan of Kishori Rupa of Radharani. But Vrindadevi said, you have never seen Radha and Krishna until you've seen Radharani tucked up under the left arm of Sri Krishna. So Narad Muni was lamenting, because how can he get that darshan? No male person is allowed to enter the Rasa arena. So Vrindadevi said, no problem. She took him to the northwest corner of Kusum Sarovar, and she dipped him in the Kund and pulled him out, and he became a beautiful gopi named Naradi. It's like we have a god sister in Atlanta, Georgia named Naradi, who sings very beautifully. Even Vrindadevi Astakam, she has a recording. So then he went to the side of Govardhan Hill, and he was able to observe the Ras Leela. And then when he returned, Vrindadevi took him to the southeast corner of Kusum Sarovar and dipped him in the Kund, and he again became Narada. And as we were saying, there's a Uddhav Mandir there. And why Uddhav is there? This is in the Bhagavad Mahatmya of Skanda Puran. It describes, because in Bhagavatam tells a different story, so maybe different yugas, but because in Bhagavatam it says the queens, when Arjuna tried to bring all the queens from Dwarka, kidnapped. But Bhagavad Mahatmya of Skanda Puran describes how the queens were all brought to Mathura. And when they came to Mathura, they went to take their bath in the Jamuna. And they saw the Jamuna was flowing very sweetly and very happily. And they said, Ari Saki, you're also the Patrani of Krishna. We know Krishna married Kalindi, no? We're all lamenting that Krishna has disappeared. How are you so happy? And Jamuna said, I have a benediction that I will never feel the separation from Krishna. So how we can get that benediction? And very clearly it says, Govardhanam Kusumbanam. You go to that Govardhan, to that Kusum Sarovar, and their Uddhav stays in the form of grass and creepers. Because there's two forms of Uddhav. Uddhav, one form is up in the Himalayas in Badrinath. And in his Rasik form, he's staying as creepers and grass around Kusum Sarovar. But not on the straight path, on the hither and thither path. Because we read in Bhagavatam, he prays that I just want to get the dust of the lotus feet of the gopis. Because Krishna sent him there to give message, and when he got there, he realized that Krishna went there to teach him a lesson. Because he saw that these gopis, everybody else, we're chanting our 16 rounds, we're following regular principles, we associate with the devotees, and we're all going to give a Bhagavatam set on Bhadra Purnima, which is coming in a couple of days. We're doing all these things, somehow we can remember Krishna. And still we don't remember him. And Uddhav saw the gopis and Radharani, they're trying to forget Krishna. Why are you talking about this nonsense, fellow? Isn't there something else to talk about? They're trying to forget and they can't forget. We're trying to remember and we can't remember. They're trying to forget and they can't forget. So then Uddhav realized the position. He wanted to get the dust of the feet of the gopis on his head. But he's Uddhav. He's the big minister of Krishna in Dwarka. How can he ask for the foot dust of the gopis? So he prayed to become grass and creepers, but not on the main road, on the hither and thither paths. Because when gopis are mad and ecstatic Krishna praying with tears in their eyes, they won't run on the main road, they will just run hither and thither. So he wants to be on the hither and thither path. You do Nam Sankirtan, and Uddhav will, you will be able to get a benediction for him to never feel separation. You will realize your eternal relation with Krishna and never feel any separation. So then Parikshit Maharaj came and he took all the queens and many residents of Mathura and he brought them there to Kusum Sarovar and described very beautifully all different types of drums, not just these coals, but he had so many different types of drums and bugles, and everybody was doing this ecstatic Nam Sankirtan. And the Pujari there, what's his name? Uddhav Bihari Sharma. He was always telling it very sun-shaped. So we went to look, we were writing our new book about Govardhan. So we went back to Skanda Puran and we read the whole thing. That Uddhav, he came out of the grass and creepers, and as soon as he saw Parikshit, he became very happy. And he praised him that even before you were born, Krishna gave you darshan in the womb. You're so dear to Krishna. I have one service for you. And Parikshit Maharaj says, whatever seva is there, I'm ready. He says, now it is, Krishna has left the planet and Kali Yuga is starting, and whatever good thing is going on, he'll try to disturb. So I'm going to speak Braj Leela to all these queens and everyone here, and I want you to go and fight with Kali. And while I speak Bhagavat to all of these queens, and they will get the benediction that they will never feel separation from Krishna. And Parikshit Maharaj says, well, yes, I'll do whatever you say, but what about me? What sin did I do that I can't hear? And Uddhav said, don't worry, what I'm going to do in 30 days for these people here, the great soul says Sukadev Goswami will do to you in 7 days. In 7 days. And we began reading more. Because big long is all kinds. He just talks, he glorifies Srimad Bhagavatam like anything. It goes on and on and on and on and on. And then he says, and because of this discussion between you and Parikshit Maharaj, all the people of Bharat will come to know the glory of Srimad Bhagavatam. And then we read very carefully the Sanskrit. Then the glories of Bhagavatam will go all over the whole world. So this was predicting the appearance of Srila Prabhupada, who now has Bhagavatam in so many different, all the languages of India, I think, and so many, and almost every language of the world. It very clearly says that because of this discussion between Parikshit and Sukadev, the people of Bharat will come to know the glory of Srimad Bhagavatam. And then Bhagavatam will go all over the world. This prediction about Srila Prabhupada's arrival and wonderful service. So if you go there, you'll see Parikshit, he's sitting there, not Parikshit, excuse me, Uddhav. He's almost got the same color as Krishna. He's sitting there with his Bhagavatam, and he doesn't have an iPod, he has a leaf pod. And he's reciting Srimad Bhagavatam to all the queens and everybody from Mathura. And gradually, by hearing from Uddhav, everybody realized their eternal relationship with the Supreme Lord, and they were never seen again. They all went back to home, back to Godhead, and were never seen in this world again. So we found this very interesting thing in our research on this latest book about Govardhan. And so many beautiful paintings are there, and it's a very nice place. It's been fixed up very nicely. It used to be just all broken down place. But one of my godbrothers from Canada, Jamuna Jivan, he stayed there. He made a nice courtyard. He put marble all over everything. He made a nice tulsi house with wires all around it to keep the monkeys out. And even you can see the Udav Lata is there inside this little garden that he has made there. And now he lives at Radhakund, but he used to live there, stay there, very austerely. And by his own hand, he made, there's a beautiful platform in the courtyard. Everything he did by his own hand. So this is Udavji Mandir, and then Radha Bihari Mandir. Then down the street and to the left, you'll see there's a big archway. You go in that archway and you go down for about a half a kilometer or so, and you come to Nardakund. Because one time, Nard Muni, he was glorifying Krishna there in Braj, very, very sweetly. Because we know Nard Muni, he sings very sweetly. He has this beautiful little veena, and he's always singing, Radhika Raman, 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 Radhika Raman. So Krishna was very pleased and said, hey Nard, why don't you stay here on the side of Govardhan Hill and do your bhajan? But Prabhu, I'm cursed. I can't stay anywhere for more than a few moments. And Lord said, hey Nard, that curse is only valid in the material world. This Brajadam is not part of the material world. That curse has no effect here in this Brajadam. So Narada Muni stayed there. He wrote this Narada Bhakti Sutra, which Prabhupada started translating, and Satsvarup and BBT have finished translating it. So many wonderful shastras he wrote there in this place. So this is called Nardakund. And there's a Mahant there from Nimbarka Sampradaya. His name is Deena Bandhu Sharan. Just like we put our Das on the end of our names, in a certain branch of Nimbarka Sampradaya, they put Sharan. But to take shelter of the lotus feet or to become the Das, almost practically the same thing. So his name is Deena Bandhu Sharan. And he's getting quite elderly now. Every time I go there, he's begging me, you please find somebody to take over this place. So if you're ready to retire from Bombay, become the president of ISKCON Nardakund, you can approach me after the lecture. He's getting very old, just like me. He's tired of management. He says, no, you find someone to take over this place. So, and there used to be just a tiny little temple there. Not even 1/8 of the size of this room. But now, Dinabandhu Sharan, he's built a huge temple there. And beautiful life-size deities of Priya Priyatam. Brass deities of Priya Priyatam, life-size. And then on the right side, there's a huge life-size deity of Narad Muni playing on his veena. It's a very incredible scene. Then the left side, because he's from Nimbarka Sampradaya, they trace their lineage from the Hans avatar of the Lord, Swan incarnation of the Lord. So they have Hans Gopal, Then you'll see four little small figures there. That's the four Kumaras. They trace their lineage through the four Kumaras. And Nard Muni, he's also there, Nibarka-san. He gets around. He's in Nibarka Sampradaya also. And then Nibarkacharya and his most famous disciple, Srinivas. Nothing to do with our Srinivas. It's his most famous disciple was Srinivas. So big, huge, beautiful temple is there. And he's planted so many beautiful trees there. And some Kadamba trees are there. One particular tree, his leaf is almost like a peepal tree, but it's a little crinkly. You know, like we call it a shok, but actually its real name is a mast tree. They go very tall, but they have crinkly leaves like that. So crinkly is like a peepal leaf, but crinkly. And just before Kartik starts, you'll find 5 different colored flowers. You see yellow and red flowers and all the colors in between. You find 5 different yellow and yellowish orange and orangish red and red, 5 different colored flowers. And they get these big black seeds like this. Sometimes you'll see sadhus with malas made out of it's called Paras people. These Paras people trees are there. And, so many beautiful things are there. And now the government has come and just made a beautiful restoration of the Kund. Made a big round, it was just a big puddle, big monster puddle. But now they made a beautiful round Kund with little chhatris, little piers coming out, little chhatris, and everything all around, and nice ghats and everything, and a Prikrama path. You can walk all around. A very, very wonderful, beautiful place. And Deena Sharda has made a little guest house there also. So it's a very nice place, Nardakund. What else about Nardakund?
Some trees there. Some old trees there.
Yeah, they say something that is crores of years old tree is there. Some old banyan tree. Anyway, it's a very peaceful, it's way off the road, so it's a very peaceful place. He has so many beautiful cows there that he takes care of. A very nice place. So if we go down the road a little ways from Kusum Sarovar, then you have to know where to turn. You turn in, there's a little turn. I think on the other side, left side of the path, there's a ashram called Sant Niwas. And right across from that, there's a little dirt trail that goes inside. And then suddenly, that's where you first see Govardhan rising out of the ground. You see some rocks there. Then before we get to those rocks, then we turn right. And you come to a place called Ratna Singhasan. And at this place, Krishna and Balaram, with their respective gopis, they were playing Holi. And out of respect for each other, because Balarama has his gopis, Krishna has his gopis, they went in different directions. And Balaram, with his beautiful, he had his beautiful white complexion and a beautiful dark blue chadar. He was just like the moon being covered by a bluish cloud. And his eyes were rolling, and his sakhis were singing beautiful songs. Krishna was playing with his gopis, and they're all throwing, because this was Holi Purnima. Now we know it's Gaur Purnima. And they were throwing colors and enjoying, and they wandered back and forth through the forest. Suddenly the two groups happened to meet. And Balaram, he chased all of Krishna's gopis. They all fled away. And then Krishna's Gopa friends, they all began to plaster Balaram with so much color. And Krishna said, hey, what are you doing to my poor brother, you know? And then he stopped them. And then Balaram went off with his gopis. They were just relishing. They were singing beautiful songs and making Balaram also sing. And this way, suddenly, there was a person who originally had been a servant of Kuvera, but somehow he became envious and corrupted. And his name was Sankachuda. And he had this very, very beautiful, shining jewel on his turban, on his forehead. And he attacked all of the gopis, and Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he never touched them, but he took a big stick. So they all began to cry, "Oh Krishna, oh Rama, oh Krishna, oh Rama." And hearing their cries, Krishna and Balaram said, "Don't worry." And they grabbed big logs and they began to chase after Sankachuda. And Sankachuda saw Krishna and Balaram running after him like death personified. And he just fled like anything. And then Krishna told Balaram, "You go back and stay with all the gopis and protect them. I'll take care of this demon." So Krishna chased him, and it looked like his feet weren't even touching the ground, and somehow or other the space between him and Sankachuda just disappeared. And then he thought that he wanted to get that shine. This jewel was just shining like anything, like the sun. So he thought, let me get that jewel. But he thought to take it from a dead body is not a very auspicious thing. So he chased down Sankachuda and he smashed him in the face so hard that the jewel went flying off of his head. And that demon fell, that Sankachuda, he chased him way far away and he fell down dead. So Krishna took that jewel and he brought it back. And all the gopis were seeing that beautiful jewel, and everyone was thinking that Krishna is going to give it to them. And then Krishna thought this is going to start some rivalry. So in front of all the gopis, he gave it to Balaram. But later Balaram, he gave it to Manamangal and told Manamangal to deliver this to Srimati Radharani. And this jewel happened to be the famous Shamantaka jewel. And later Radharani gave it to the Sangha. Sangha gave it to Satrajit. This is where it all started, was here at this place. Ratna Singhasan. A beautiful kund is there, and beautiful little tiny shrine is there. And just at the doorway, there's a little gate, and just before you enter the Ratna Singhasan, on the left side, there's a little chhatri. And if you go there inside that chhatri, you can see Krishna's lotus footprints. He was playing his flute, so you see one side, you see just the toes, because he was standing like that, and then you can see the foot, like this. Krishna's footprints are there. You have to know where to go. This is a very secret place. The little ways down, further, is Gwal Poker. Because how many people have been on Navadvip Mandal Prikrama? Not very many, huh? So you know, or I guess you don't know, but in Navadvip, in Mayapur, all the kunds, they're called Pukur, right? Just like Baman Pukur, there's one place called Baman Pukur. Bel Pukur. So the Brijbasis, they've corrupted it to poker. So this is called Gwal poker. Just like if you go to Braj, the guy who drives the rickshaw, he's the rickshaw wala. The guy who makes the sweets, he's the sweet wala, mitai wala. So the guy who takes care of the cows, he's the go wala, go wala, go wala, go wala, go wala, gwal. So this is Cowboy Kund, or Gwal poker. And what happened there was Krishna and Balamangal, they gave all the cowherd boys, they told we have to do something, and made some excuse, and they went off to worship Surya Narayan at Surya Kund with Srimati Radharani. And somehow, Madhamangal, he got so many laddus as his dakshina for doing the puja. So Krishna sent him back to Gwal poker, and he's dawdled behind, because he was watching. Radharani was going back to Javat with her mother-in-law and sister-in-law, and Radharani was pretending to talk to her friends, but she's using the excuse to look back and see Krishna. So Krishna was watching. So Madhamangal, he went to Gwal poker, and Balaram, he saw Madhamangal, and he told all the cowherd boys, he said, "What's Muddy got in his dhoti? Looks pretty lumpy." Because he stashed all these dhotis, all these laddus in his dhoti. Looks like laddus to me, huh? So all the cowherd boys came and they said, "Hey, Batuka, what you got in your dhoti?" He says, "My Brahmin dakshina." "Oh, come on, Madhu, we're very hungry. Give us some too." Said, "This is my Brahmin dakshina." And all the cowherd boys, they surrounded him. And he began backing up, all these bold cowherd boys. He was backing up. And one of the cowherd boys crouched down behind him. You know what happens if you're walking backwards and somebody's crouched behind you. Huh? You ever done that to your friends? Huh? Took a video? So he fell over that cowherd boy, and his dhoti went flying open, all the laddus went flying, and all the cowherd boys began grabbing all the laddus. And along with the laddus, they'd also gotten a beautiful golden locket from Srimati Radharani. So the cowherd boys, they found this golden locket. They knew who this was. They said, "Oh, what kind of Brahmin dakshina you got here, Muddy? Woo, woo, woo." And Madhamangal became furious. And he got ready to break his Brahmin thread and curse Balaram, because he knew his Balaram was behind the whole thing. So just at that moment, Krishna appeared. Krishna appeared on the scene. He said, "Hey, what are you doing? You're stealing from a Brahmin. He may be one of my sakhas, this Madhamangal, he's one of my sakhas, but he's not a Gwal like you, he's not a Gopa, he's a Brahmin. You can't steal from a Brahmin. You give back all these laddus." So everybody gave the laddus back. Krishna, he got that golden locket and kept it with him. And Madhamangal, took all his laddus and wandered off into the forest to enjoy his Brahmin dakshina. So like this, there's so many wonderful pastimes all around Govardhan. Everybody just does Olympics, but you pass so many wonderful places. And now government has fixed up Gwal poker. When I first went there, it was all broken stones and not a very nice shape. Now beautiful. Kund is there, beautiful places there. And government has planted so many beautiful trees all around. How long do we go? I don't see a clock anywhere, so. What's it? Huh? All right.
When you come to Manasiva? When you come to Manasiva?
then the Prikrama path gradually, there's a split in the Prikrama path. One goes out, that's the bypass road, and one goes straight into Manasi Ganga. And just as you, there's a big, before there was nothing there, but somebody made a big Giriraj temple there on the side of the hill, you can see. But the real place is Manasi Ganga. You go in, and then there's a wonderful building called Panchatirtha Kund. Just beautiful architecture like Kusum Sarovar. Huge place and several beautiful palaces. Unfortunately, it's locked up. Somebody made a Siddha Yoga Academy there, but I don't know what happened, but the government took it over and they don't let anybody in. We're trying to see if for our Kartik Prikrama, if we can get permission to go inside. It's a beautiful kund is inside. And beautiful palaces all around. It's called Panchatirtha Kund. It was the water of 5 different tears. Ganga, you remember? Yeah, I can't remember. There's 5 different. Narmada, Sindhu, I don't know, Kaveri. Anyway, there's 5 different tears there. And this was built also by the king of Bharatpur. And actually one time, my older godbrothers, because I only been in Vrindavan since '84, but those, I visited many times before that, but Stai Roopse '84. But all the devotees before me told me that the king of Bharatpur one time offered this palace to Prabhupada. But as the negotiations on it continued, it turned out that he was giving it, but he wanted something under the table.
Gomati, Narmada, Sarayu, Betri and Kanchi.
Gomati,
Narmada,
Sarayu, Vetri, oh Vetri, Nadia. Kanchi. These 5 places there. The king of Bharatpur wanted a special place to perform Diwali Leela. So, where were we? Oh, so Prabhupada said, he's a king, I'm a sannyasi, he should give it to me. So then, somehow or other, all the negotiations broke down. Otherwise, that may have been Krishna Balaram Mandir there in Govardhan. So then, just past Panchatirtha Kund, there's a road that goes inside, and then off to the left, there's a path going down to Manasi Ganga. And there they have 2 very special shilas, and all around you'll see them selling milk, or at least some reasonable facsimile of milk. And whatever you do, don't buy the plastic cups, please. Our Braj is just becoming polluted and polluted with plastic. They still have some coolers. Buy coolers, or you can buy a little plastic bucket also, and some milk and everything, because you go inside. And for Gaudiya Vaishnavas, this is the Mukharvind of Govardhan, where we make our offerings. In Yatipur, there's another one. That one's from Ballabh Sampradaya. So how can there be 2 Mukharvinds? Well, anyway, we sing every day, Angadi Yasya Sakalina, so Krishna's mouth could be anywhere. So this is for Gaudiya Sampradaya, this is where we make our offerings. And then the big tall shilas there, you see everybody all day long, they're just coming with these buckets and buckets of milk and little cups of, coolers of milk and bathing the shila. And there's another big shila like this, and that's called Mukut Mani. And there you can see the mark of Krishna's peacock feather in the Shila. This big flag standing up next to, there's one Shila down and one Shila up like this, and you can see Krishna's peacock feather there. And they have a place where you can go down and get some water from Manasi Ganga. So then we usually go out around the side of the Kund, the Sarovar. Because the Kund becomes too big, then we call it a Sarovar. So around the side of this Sarovar, we sit on the steps and tell about the story of Manasi Ganga. Because one time, you remember, Krishna killed one demon named Vatsasura, who was in the form of not a cow, but calf. So then the cowherd boys, they refused to play with him. They said, "You've done a big pop. You did a big sin. You killed a calf. We can't play with you." So Krishna said, "What do I have to do to become purified?" And all the cowherd boys consulted one another. He said, "You will have to take bath in Ganga." And Krishna said, "Are, Ganga is very far away from here. I will bring Ganga by my meditation and take my bath here." So Krishna sat in meditation, and by his manasa, by his mind, he brought Ganga to that place. So that became known as Manasi Ganga. And because it's made by the mind, from the mind of Sri Krishna, it is 1,000 times more purifying than that other Ganga. And in fact, if you take a drop of that water, just like you'll see all the water in Braj is salty, but Manasi Ganga water is very, very sweet, just like Ganga. So then he created Ganga there, and he took his bath, and all the cowherd boys were satisfied. But one time, Krishna saw that that Mother Yasoda was making all kinds of funny prasadam. Not the regular rice dal chapati and stuff. She's making all fried things, and pakoras and kachoris and matri and sev, so many fried things. And Lala came and said, "Maiya, what kind of funny bhojan are you making today?" And Mother Yasoda said, "Lala, we're going to take bath in Ganga, and that's very far away from here. So these things are all fried in ghee. They will last for a long time. We'll eat them along the way." And he said, "Why are we going?" He said, "Your father, Baba, he decided that we should go take bath in Ganga." So then he went to Nanda Baba. He said, "Baba, why are we going to Ganga?" He said, "Well, last night, Sandiri Rishi was telling about the glories of Ganga. And he told there was a snake who had his hole on the side of the Ganga, and he was coming and going and coming and going. One day he came out of his snake hole, and who was flying overhead? And Garuda likes to eat snakes. So Garuda swept down, grabbed that black snake, went up in the air, and as that snake was leaving his body, the tip of 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 his tail touched the Ganga. Bing! He immediately took a forearm form, like Vishnu. And Garuda was so surprised, he's someone just like his Lord. He put him on his back, and in the self-same body took him back to Vaikuntha. So Baba wants to go so Baba said, so we went to go take bath in Ganga. But Baba, Ganga's not so far away. We don't have to make so much preparation. It's right here on the side of Govardhan. Are Lala, what are you talking? No, Baba, come Baba. And he took Nanda Baba's finger, because the relation between Nanda Baba and Nanda Lala is very, very sweet. Because only in his old age, Nanda Baba's beard is described salt and pepper. You can see all my peppers gone. Even we see some white hairs coming in Mother Yasoda. So, and we know that the grandfather and the grandson, they have very sweet relationship. So it's like that. So Nanda Baba took, so Lala took Nanda Baba's finger, come Baba, Ganga's just here. And he brought him down to Manasi Ganga. And Nanda Baba said, Lala, how do we know this is Ganga? What are you saying, this is Ganga? And then suddenly, Ganga Devi appeared riding on a crocodile. And Jamuna rides on? No. Turtle. Jamuna rides on a turtle. You always see the picture of Jamuna riding on a turtle and Ganga riding on a crocodile. And she told Nanda Baba that because this Ganga is created from Krishna's mind, this is the original Ganga, and this Ganga is 1,000 times more purified than that other Ganga. So all the Brijvasis, without going so far out, because Lala didn't want the Brijvasis to go outside of Braj. Otherwise you have to go to, what is the name of that place? Mahaprabhu also went there. No, way before Prayagraj, just beyond Agra. It's there in Chaitanya Charitamrita. There's some place where Ganga comes, that's as close as the Ganga comes to Braj. That's my Kali Yuga memory is not remembering the name of that village. There's a little village there in UP where the Ganga flows, and that is the place that they wanted to go. So anyway, I've been there. There's beautiful lake is there, and beautiful temple of Gaudiya Math temple is there, commemorating Mahaprabhu coming to that place. So anyway, this is how Manasi Ganga came. And just on the bank, because it says when one does Prikrama of Govardhan, he should take bath in Manasi Ganga, or at least take some water on his head, that's considered bath. And he should take darshan of Haridev. So there's a little path that goes winding away, and you go to the end of that path, and there's a big red sandstone temple built by the king of Jaipur, Bhagwan Singh, I think. And also Mahaprabhu, when he was on Prikrama, he also took bath at Manasi Ganga, and he went there to take darshan of Haridev, and he danced in ecstasy. And all the Brijvasis were astonished. They said, nobody can have ecstatic love like this. Although he's golden, he must be our Brajendra Nandan Shyam Sundar. And Mahaprabhu was dancing in ecstasy. You can go there, and we always have big kirtan in that hall where Mahaprabhu was dancing in ecstasy. And there's a beautiful deity there with his finger raised high. And always beautifully decorated. And it depends. Some days, whoever's doing the puja, he'll let you take pictures. Sometimes he doesn't let you take pictures. It just depends on your fortune. So he's holding his hand very high. Very beautiful deity. And now, used to be, there were Dwapar Yuga steps and Treta Yuga steps to get in this temple. But somehow or other, Braj Vikas Trust, they have fixed it up. They made nice, simple steps to get up to this. We used to have these big steps that were made for people from Treta Yuga, I think. This very beautiful temple is there, Haridev. And just nearby is Brahmakund. It's also the government, because I saw it, was just a mud puddle. the green scum and everything. But now the government's made beautiful ghats all around. Beautiful place, Brahmakund. And what happened was, remember that one time in the Brahma Vimohan Leela, Lord Brahma, he saw that Krishna was taking bite of his laddu, giving it to Madhumangal to see what nice laddu my Maya Yasoda made. And Madhumangal was taking bite of his laddu. Look what nice laddu that my Maya made. If you found that our Seva tool was eating all the Mangalartik sweets before Mangalartik, you'll take a stick and chase him out of the temple. But they're taking bite and offering to Krishna, and Krishna taking biting offering to his friends. The Brahma, he was bewildered. Later, then he realized that every day we offer our bhog to our deities. In our house we have our little altar, right? I hope everybody's offering their food to Krishna. If you're not, you can learn from the senior devotees here how to offer your food to Krishna. Every day we offer. Did you ever see Krishna eat? We never saw. We have faith. Prabhupada told you, say the prayers that Krishna eats just by hearing your prayers of love, but we never saw. But right in front of the cowboys, Krishna taking bite of the laddu and handing to the cowboy. This was the real Maha Prasad. So Brahma thought, oh, what a fool I was. But he's Brahma. He can't go to Krishna and say, give me some of your Maha, like that. Bitten by you, you know. So he thought he'd be clever. So he knew the cowboys were having a picnic on the side of Govardhan there. And he thought after the picnic they'll come and they'll wash their hands in this kund, and I'll become a little fish and get some of the remnants off of Krishna's fingers. But Krishna's in everybody's heart. He knows what you're thinking. He knew what Brahma's idea was. So after taking prasad, he came to that kund with his clean hand, he scooped out some water and washed over the If you want to get Krishna's real mercy, you have to follow in the footsteps of the Brijvasis. And we're very fortunate because we have the best of the Brijvasis, Srila Prabhupada, to follow. So we will definitely get that Braja Prem. Srila Prabhupada has promised us, you chant these 16 rounds, you follow the regular principles, then definitely you will get this Braja Prem. So we're very fortunate to have such a wonderful spiritual master to follow. So maybe we'll stop here and see if anybody has any questions. We'll put our voice to rest. Is some water? No questions? I put everybody to sleep.
So Deena Prabhu has written a new book called Braj Leela Part 3. Giriraj King of the Mountains. So a lot of what he spoke today is in the book. This has 284 color photographs and 32 paintings, and the entire Govardhan Parikrama is there in detail. As Deena Prabhu said, we usually do Parikrama from outside. We don't go inside to all these different places. Some of them we described today. So this book has all those descriptions, and it is written in the same way in which he just spoke today. So it's a wonderful book, and it is available. We have very few copies left. So anyone who wishes to purchase can come. The cost is 1,000 rupees donation, and Deena Prabhu will sign it Write your name, write a blessing and sign it. Anyone who's interested to purchase, you please contact Rahul and you can take your book and Deena will sign after the final kirtan. Hare Krishna.
Contact Rahul.
So now we'll have kirtan and then after that you can come and take your book.
Okay, we'll do a nice Braj Kirtan.